Hi guys, welcome back to City Skylines. Today we'll be exploring the basics of the game and fixing some common mistakes which all of you guys do. Even I used to do these common mistakes. So first we'll be starting out with the basic like road layout. You can watch a video on some basic road layout for beginners if you guys want to know some sophisticated road designs. So we're currently gonna start. So one of the most important things you do when you start a city is pause the game. You need to like pause the game to ensure you don't constantly lose money. So we're gonna start with the center highway. So our plan is like the road in the center will be the highway, and these are like the lateral roads which consists of our residential and our industry. So my plan is to create residential on the left side and industry on the right side. It's always better to choose the residential on the larger side because you need to zone much more residential, almost twice the amount of residential as you need for the industry. You can tell this at the beginning because you have this. The thing that you see at the very bottom right is called the demand graph. You can see that you will be needing a full demand on residential. And now I'm making the secondary road. Along this road will be a commercial. You can also build something over here. So I'm just gonna be making our industry now, getting the road set up. So I advise you guys to use this road setup because it's extremely useful and doesn't have any much defects either. You can manage traffic easily and it's easy to grow from this road setup. Just remember to create more residential than industry, you won't be facing much problems. And you have to like end the connect the road at the end to ensure proper traffic. So I created two squares in the middle for the commercial to be zoned. It's best to put commercials around the long roads and the big roads so that people can easily access. Now it's time to zone our citizens. Remember the whole game is still on pause so they can't actually come now. So we zoned a large amount of residential. Now for some commercial. So we're going to upgrade this road in the middle. That's why I'm going to leave a one line, like one block distance from the main road. You have to zone commercial one block distance away from the main road because it'll be easy for expansion in the future. Now I also zone some industry. Now for the utilities. So there are three things in the game: water, electricity, and sewage. So it's good important to know that you have to place these electricity turbines where the area is dark and dark green. So it's best to place it on the hills or anything. And I prefer to place these next to the water so we can put a sewage or water plant right next to it. And also, one important thing we'll have to be noticing when you put sewage or water is that you have to put the sewage downstream and the water upstream because you don't want to get the sewage water in your drinking water. Now, for water, we have two options. We can put this water pump, we should not put it upstream, we should only put it downstream here. Or you can also put a water tank. So, this is how the water pump looks like. It has a large estimated production. The water tank obviously produces less and can be placed inland when you don't have any river. So I'm going to be placing the water pump today. So now we need to connect both of these water and sewage with this pipe. Now we just have to connect this pipe to our residential. So connect this along this main lane. Now we just need to collect the electricity to all these buildings. The water pump and sewage pump also require electricity, obviously, to function. We need to take electricity from here and join it with our residential area, which will zone. Be sure not to put any extra electricity lines or roads or anything because you'll be needing the money for the. Because initially you're gonna go into the losses, so you'll be needing a good amount of money to start out with. So as you guys can see, I have unpaused the video for our residents to start zoning. As you guys can see, one house already started zoning. It's called Chester Residence. You can inspect them to know more about them and their info views. I'm also gonna do provide an electrical connection for the industrial area in case they want a zone. Initially, at the beginning of the game, there will be only demand for the residential, as you guys can see in the demand graph on the bottom right. You can also go to economy, and one of the important things I would like to show you guys is to utilize the economy tab, the income, expenses, the loans, and the budget, especially the budget. As you guys can see, the roads is not at all necessary if you are not in the like snowfall mod. See, like you can reduce the road spending all the way to 50% because we don't need it much, especially at this beginning of the game. And electricity watt too can be reduced 75% to increase our income temporarily, as we don't have much residence. We can increase these later on. As you can see, our houses started zoning in. We're initially in the losses and we're gonna start losing a lot of money. We just need to keep it at times three at this moment. Let it speed forward and just start the city and let it grow. Our first residents moved into the city. We have 36 people, 47 people now. It's like it says some people have zoned in. They'll be moving in with their cars later. Be sure to connect your residential area to the highway to ensure that people can move in. This is a very common mistake. So our commercial and industry have zoned up over there. Just have to wait for a few people to move in. Our income is pretty low now. We're in the loss. There is some quite a residential as well as industrial demand. We can just wait for them to fully zone in before we zone some. We're just gonna wait. Keep it on fast forward. You can just like just see this place and inspect a few. The industrial demand is pretty high now actually. In zone some industry. I think that'll be enough to last for now. Whenever you zone some industry, it's important to also zone some commercial or residential. As you guys can see, our income is, I mean, we're losing less and less money each time. Our current loss is negative 100. It's slowly reducing. Just need to wait for it to turn into the positives. Info views are also there. You can use this. This is an excellent way to check out your city's problems and your. You can check electricity, water, land value, import exports, pollution, tourism, etc. It's pretty useful. Natural resources you can also check. So now guys, as you guys can see, we're into the profits now. Now that we're in the profits, we can just speed up the game and just build a few lines. Now that you guys can see, I've added two, three more lines to the city. I created few more residential areas, and I've just increased the electrical budget because we're facing some electrical difficulty in the city because one turbine will not last for long. Now we're just gonna play till we get next milestone, which I think is at 4,400. So this format is pretty easy for you guys to follow because you can just easily expand by just adding more and more lines. You can just see the cars go here and there. The light. You can see the people moving from residential to industry. As you can see, there is some worker problem. We'll be needing to construct more houses whenever this issue appears. It means that there are not enough workers, or the workers are not able to cross all the way to the industrial zone. The residential industrial demands are pretty high, so I'll zone the center line industry. Commercial, since we zone some residential industry, it's best to also show some commercial to keep it balanced. Forgot to put a water pipeline. Now we can just watch our city just grow. Wait for everybody to zone in. We're earning quite a lot of money now. Our income is plus positive 800. Now we reached it. Our first milestone has been reached. Now we just had another wind turbine. Now we finally reached our first milestone. So the electricity problem also faced. I hope you guys learned a lot from our tutorial today. If you guys liked it a lot, bye guys. Be sure to subscribe.